Finally, you can be heard. 1010 AM, The Voice.
Roddy Piper's Radio Mania. Your chance to be a part of radio in the raw. The lines are open for anything you want to talk about, anything. But make no mistake, this is not talk radio. This is out-of-control radio. And now, you don't have to call him Rowdy. You don't have to call him Hot Rod. You don't have to call him Sir. But you do have to call him toll-free at 1-800-636-1011 or locally 235-1010. Here he is. The man who is dethroning Larry as king. The man who gives Limbaugh a rush. He's making Howard very stern. Roddy Piper.
Oh, look out. The only thing I don't have today is the heartbreak of psoriasis. I'll tell you.
But it's
what
early.
It's
early.
It's early. That's right. You know, I do get kind of a rash when I get out of here. We got stuff to give away. 235-1010. I heard Seth talking. Yeah, I like Seth. A lot of people, Seth's a good-hearted guy.
Oh, he's
he's
a
a kind guy. Kind you like to throw rocks at. yes. No, and he was talking about a bar fight I had in Calgary. You know,
how come he knows so much about you?
I don't know.
Did he used to go?
I don't know, but I'm sure it wasn't my fault. I don't know. Did I win? They're saying in Combat Magazine they had me down as one of the toughest guys. All that stuff, and I don't know. There's no such thing as a tough guy, is there, Uncle Don?
Oh, I don't know, but I want to know where you ranked with Police Gazette. Where were you there?
Well, I'll tell you, I was at the party with the policeman in, where the heck was that, Washington?
Washington, D.C.
Washington,
yes,
D.C.,
yes.
yeah.
Real cop-out.
We'll get to that one. Now, listen, we got stuff to give away, 235-1010. We're going to give away Uncle Don for a weekend with with Sweaty Betty.
And,
hey!
Let's make the question real simple.
Let's make it real simple. Oh, and down there at Kickers, you guys, I want to clear one thing up here. First of all, I'm going to give these numbers. I give the short one, and Uncle Don gives the long one because he's much smarter than I am. 235-1010. We've got beautiful pizzas to give away. Full season at the track to give away. And what's the other number, Uncle Don?
1-800-636-1011.
Okay, so the question is, what do those two numbers add up to?
Oh, that's it. Okay. Yeah.
No. All right, and they're already calling. I love it. But I wanted to get something straight here. 1010 The Voice is a homegrown, Oregon-started station. I'm the Dizzy Dean of the 90s.
Yes,
my vernacular. And, I've always been for the underdog. This station has only been on the air since, Christmas time, approximately, December.
Right there,
And I tell you, I'm here just, I like my therapy. It's my therapy, but it's homegrown. They've got Dreamweaver on here, who is an excellent disc jockey, way better than I am. He's on your level, Uncle Don. He's on your level. And the Dreamweaver, and then we have TJ, Tom Johnson, another very talented. I'm the worst of the whole bunch of them, and I want you to know that with these shows that they have here on 1010 The Voice, they're doing doctor shows. They're really trying to help the community of Oregon. Me, I'm not sure what I'm saying the things that everybody else is afraid to say in Oregon. So I just want to give credit where credit is due to the Dreamweaver, to Tom Johnson, to all those, the Dauber, Dimmitt. Those are the real crux of 1010 The Voice, homegrown, baby, right here in Oregon, and we're going to put this on the map. All those other big corporation stations, now that we're here, we're going to show them, hey, you ain't got nothing on us.
All right.
Yeah.
Bring them on.
Bring them on,
Get them
baby.
out of the closet.
And bring them out of the closet. That's right, you bunch of ferrets. I didn't say it.
No, you didn't.
Didn't say it this week. Pet peeves.
Sound like it. No, I think a parrot is a pet peeve, is it?
You know, you killed me the other day. I said something and you said pet peeve. It was funny.
Well, hey,
You had to be there.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know a darn thing.
Well, okay, let's move along then.
I'm sorry.
That Wednesday.
Thank you.
Wednesday.
You're still suffering
morning.
from that Cinco de Mayo, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Wednesday morning.
Yes.
I think that you put radio on its ear, or possibly
on its derriere.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
With that caller that you exposed to the entire world, the guy that wasn't paying his child support.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. You know what? It cost me $250 for dinner.
Well,
I said Dom Perignon. They took me up on it.
There's a guy, Bill, is on line 11. He wants to know what happened.
You're kidding me,
Yep.
Bill?
Bill's there.
Are you there?
Hey, Rowdy.
How you doing, champ?
Hey, I love your program.
Thank you
and I
very
love
much.
what you did on Wednesday, but I was afraid for your physical health. Maybe that guy was packing. And I want to know what happened. I mean, I'm on a cellular, but I've got to know if you evidently survived. But
yeah,
did he give her some money? Is the most important part.
I tell you, he did. I'll tell you what happened.
Did the check bounce?
Well, now that part I'm not sure of yet. First of all, I had to pay for the dinner, $250. The guy was about 280 pounds and ordered everything in twos. And the gal Mary was about 290 pounds, ordered everything in threes. And they wanted Dom Perry.
How many Wiener Schnitzels did they eat?
Wiener they ate 16 Wiener Schnitzels and a wiener dog.
Well,
but I tell you, I did take them to dinner, and when
they accepted your offer for dinner.
They did, and I took them out. It was a fun night for me, I'll tell you. And they started to get into it. Now this is over the Wiener Schnitzel, and the guy in the right hand going, yo, you know, and he's going, let me tell you something, you B.I.T., the rest of it, you eating them bonbons on the couch. He says, well, you were out with Harry Mary, and you were. I went, okay, hold the phone here, guys. And we actually got it calmed down because they brought the kids, and one of the kids started crying, and that really hooked the father, Chuck, and they started to calm down, and the Chuck wrote a check out for $300 and gave it to Mary. And I'm not. Please don't let me lead anybody astray like I solve the problems of the world, because I'm not that smart. But it did start something there, and they're talking, and he gave her the $300, but for a while there it was a little testy. I never thought about them packing. Maybe I should have one of those like they're doing in schools now, the metal detectors at the Rhinelander. But brother, I wish you were there with me.
Rowdy, I was surprised that he didn't hang up on you. You know, when you made that offer, but
was I too rough on him?
You were for a while, but I think what happened was that the guilt started to get to him.
Yeah.
And I think you just called a spade a spade. But I do think you set radio history. I've never heard anything like that, and I think that should be a weekly thing. You have to bring people together in your own rowdy way.
Well, thank you very much. Good point, though. I'll be frisking them down. I'm not afraid of getting beat up. Hell, I've been beat up by almost everybody.
You can't outrun a bullet, though.
No, sir, I can't. A guy's got to be realistic. But I think, Bill, that's not a bad idea, because I'm not up for, if you got a child. I'm going to be on AM. What is it? AM Northwest AM. Yeah, I'm going to be on it Monday. And if you made the commitment to have a child, you have to take care of that child.
Well, that really hit home with me, because I came from a family where my dad left when I was like 6 months old and never sent a penny. And I graduated from college and went on, and he never
God
called
bless you.
or did anything. So you really hit a warm fuzzy with me when you did that.
Well,
I wish you'd have been around, 30 years ago.
Well, but brother, you know what? You give yourself a whole lot of credit because that's a situation, and you still made it through college. And, we hear all these crying gang members of how hard they got it, right? And I'm talking to a man right now, a man's man, that just told me, and he still made it through college, and he's talking on his cell phone, costing him money. So I give you credit, Bill. Way to go.
I'll tell you what, I'm not saying that for that reason, but I just know it's possible, that you can that the mother can do it without, complaining about not getting any money. I know that's part of it.
Yeah.
It's a lot rougher today than 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a lot rougher.
Yeah,
but
it sure is.
She couldn't even get $25 out of him for a month. That's all that the court would, ask him to get, and he never. And they wouldn't go out and find the guy. He was living in California, and we were living in Texas. But we got by because my mother worked, had a paper out, and my mother raised me the right way, and it all starts at home. And
it sure does.
It's probably a lot different today. I don't have any children, but I compare the fact that if you got a strong foundation,
yes,
and it comes from the home, and the mother's got to take some responsibility. But
you must
I tell you, when you did that on the phone, I just went, God bless him,
I
didn't want you to
appreciate
get
that.
hurt doing it.
I appreciate that, and you give your mom a big kiss, and thanks for calling. If you think I should do that every week, I'll do it until I die, all right?
Way to
Thanks,
go.
Bill. We got more callers coming in, 235-1010. We got to take a break, and you ain't heard nothing yet. Mans like Bill goes through college, can't beat that kind of action.
Don't know what I'm doing. Girl, you really got me now. You got me so I can sleep at night.
Classic Executive Clothiers has been providing the best in professional and career clothing for both men and women for nearly 10 years. With old-fashioned service and a dedicated staff, Classic Executive Clothiers can add a touch of class to any wardrobe. They buy from only the best manufacturers in the business and specialize in athletic cut clothing. And Classic Executive Clothiers is a retail shop, not a tailor. Their unique relationship with the manufacturer allows them to order the exact apparel, and you'll get it in 2 days. With suits, slacks, sport coats, and the best selection of ties in Portland, Classic Executive Clothiers can meet all your fashion needs. Open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, 11 to 2 on Saturday. You owe it to yourself to stop by their European-style shop, located just 2 blocks north of John's Landing Water Tower. Classic Executive Clothiers, 5123 Southwest McAdam, or call 222-1337, 222-1337. 1010 a.m., The Voice.
Kicker Sports Bar and Grill is the new sports connection in Southeast Portland, providing a cozy and friendly atmosphere at 6219 Southeast Foster with ample off-street parking. Watch sporting events on their 52-inch big screen or on any of their 327-inch color TVs. Try their Thursday rib special, Friday and Saturday prime rib special, or a Sunday morning 5-egg omelet. Every day 2-for-1 sirloin steaks, only $9.95. Building a reputation for good food and friendly service. Kicker Sports Bar and Grill.
Get involved with the Voice of Portland. 1010 a.m.
Just says, okay.
Yeah.
I go to the break. I said, we go to the break. We come back. I says, Uncle Don, please help me out here. Maybe we could, we've got a whole bunch of passes to give away, season passes to the dog races. I keep wanting to say dog fights. That's the story of my life.
Well, that's almost what you had Wednesday night.
That's what I had. Yeah, that dog come with those two people. If you got a pet peeve out there, if someone isn't paying the child support, you give me a call, I'll track them down, and I'll tell them exactly what I think, and if I can get you together, I don't want to keep spending $250 on a meal. Couldn't we do it at I don't know.
McDonald's.
McDonald's or what's that, the White Castle,
Hey, wait a minute. No, do it at Bill Dayton's Pizza Baron.
That's a great, because that's good food.
Yeah, and we got some certificates.
And they're free
I'll
for
give
us.
you the next one.
There you go. But I don't know if I could ever answer a question. We need to come up with a question. We got Jason on the line just before we get there. 235-1010 and
1-800-636-1011.
Come on,
Okay.
give us a call. I know it's beautiful out there. I know the game's starting. Tell us what's happening with the game because they got me in a cage here. They won't let me out.
It's not the first time.
No, friends, it's not.
Not the
And
first time.
Not the first time it's had pads on it either.
Yeah. But we've got some great things to give away, and we're going to be thinking up a question, possibly while we talk with Jason.
All right.
On line 2.
Hey, Jason, how you doing?
Hot Rod, let me tell you something. I've been a lifelong wrestling fan. It is an honor to talk to you, one of my favorite professional wrestlers of all time.
Oh, God bless
And
you.
I just loved it when you came back to the WWF and set everybody straight. I mean, I talking about the third time, not after Adrian Adonis stole your show, but
I got you. Well,
But-
thank you.
I love that thing where you just dissed Rick Rude because I hated him.
Yeah, there was a lot to hate there, too, wasn't there?
One thing about, before I get to the question about Big John Studd, one thing I have to say about the Houston Rockets, they don't have history in their favor. In 1986, Magnum TA was the defending U.S. heavyweight champion. They stripped him of the title, put him against Nikita Koloff. TA fell down three matches to 1 in the best-of-7 series, came back, forced a 7th match, and lost.
Okay, thank you. Setting the record straight for
I
us.
guess so.
Way to
Big
go,
John-
Jason.
I want to get the record straight about Big John Studd. What
Okay.
happened to him? I heard he passed away.
Yeah, he was a good friend of mine, and I talked to him 2 times before he passed away. One time he gave me a call, and I used to be able to cheer John Studd up. I'll tell you a story about John Studd. One time, I was a little wilder in my younger days, just a tad.
Oh, hitting a guy over the head with a
Wilder?
coconut is a little bit.
A little over the top. However, John Studd, one time I went out, man, and I just got 3 wins to the sheets.
That's really
or the
getting
other
out
way
there.
around, So I was sharing a room with John Studd. Why? I have no idea. Maybe because when I rented a hotel room, my bed was never messed up. I never got to it. But this one time, John Studd's in the room, and I come in and I kick the door down, and Studd, he's going, oh, jeez, here he comes again, right? So I jump on John Studd. It's about, 5 in the morning, and I'm trying to turn him over, and I can't figure out. He's so strong. What's going on? And he's laying on his stomach, and he's so big, he's got both arms clinched to the bed and the floor. And I'm trying to, so I never figured it out. But John Studd called me, and he says, Roddy, I got leukemia, and I'm really fighting hard, and I'm trying to come back from it. And so there was this drug called Florentine, and it comes from, I think, Washington, that's supposed to be kind of a cure-all. And he got on that, and he seemed to be getting better. And then I give him a call in the hospital. He lived in Washington, D.C., and I give him a call in the hospital, and he's just said to me, Roddy, I just can't talk right now. And he died about a day and a half after that. And,
Wow.
Big John wouldn't mind me saying this. It breaks down steroids, man.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think Big John, I love you, Big John. And it was a killer for him. Big John, his ambition was to become the next Andre the Giant because he was so big. And he was a heavy user and very strong, but a continuous, wouldn't cycle, would continuously use, and it cost him his life. And
Wow.
But I'll tell you something, a bigger-hearted guy and a nice, he would say this, he said, Roddy, I'll try to say this over the radio, right? He says, Rod, he says, I'd like to go to orgies, but I just got a little thing, he says. And he says, I'd like to lie by the pool, but I got ugly feet, he says. And, that's the kind of way he would talk all the time. And he was a wonderful guy, and that's what happened
Yeah,
to him.
well, Rod, I got to tell you, we got to get you up here at the Marshall Center because
Cool.
we're having wrestling up here in Vancouver, Washington. I'd love to come up and see you sometime, but you're a real class act, and I'm glad I had the chance to talk to you. My pet peeve today, though, I got to end with this,
Go.
is radios that don't get 1010.
All right. Yes.
I've got one in my room, and it just ticks me off that it doesn't get 1010.
Well,
they need to be putting a special spot on there that says 1010.
And I think the Couturiers need to get a booster and get a, because this is what Ivan Couturier told me, the owner of the station. Because I live up on Bald Peak Mountain, and I have trouble getting up there. You know what he says? He says, you got to turn your radio around. I said, so what am I supposed to do? Get on the air and say to the listeners, turn your radio around and hang on to your antennas. So I appreciate it.
And when your eyes light up, you know you got it.
You got it. I appreciate the call. Thank you, brother. Call back again, and they will get that Couturier to slam in that, power jumper to get this 1010 out, because it's Oregon homegrown.
Well, there is a piece of equipment that you can buy, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, that you can buy from a store that
we
may...
got more calls,
we've got calls coming in.
This is great. 235-1010.
And I thought of a question, too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, just before we take the caller, please stay on, callers. But you know what's cool? It's a beautiful day in the game, and these people still are loyal enough to call.
Hey, they're the greatest.
They are absolutely
the greatest.
I love Oregon because they take care of me. I'm so damn stupid, man. They tell me, they give me directions all the time. The cops stopped me. I was late for the show last week, 80 miles an hour. The guy, I give him my license. He looked at me. He just looked at me like, you poor dumb bum. He just said, he give me back the license. He says, get out of here. So, hey, you got it. Hey, decent guy.
I know that Barry's on line one. He wants to talk about old rivalries, but maybe Barry can answer the question.
Okay, let's give him a chance.
All right.
Which one? For the pizza?
We're going to give away the pizza. This is a single-size pizza of your choice. Compliments of Bill Dayton's Pizza Baron at 122nd and Division. Okay?
Good pizza.
Here we go.
Okay, what's the question?
All right, you don't even know the question yet.
No, I don't.
I hope you know the answer. Here's the question.
Why, you don't? We're in trouble.
No.
If Jason don't, or whatever, Barry.
Roddy Piper owns a transmission shop in Portland.
Yes, he does.
All right?
Damn good one.
Yeah. And it's located at 156th and Southeast Division.
Now that I didn't know.
Okay. Yeah, no, you thought it was 150th.
I know, okay. Brain damage.
What is the name of that transmission center?
All right.
What's the name of it?
First person, and we got to go to a break, and then...
All right, Barry, you think about that.
Barry, don't go away. Okay, what is the name of that transmission center? And if you guess that, I'll not only give you the pizza, we'll give you a free lube, and we got to take a break because I got to lube the chop.
All right, I'll tell you what the name is, Roddy.
Cellular Connections has been operating in Portland for 4 successful years, and whether it's time spent talking sports or talking business, if you're not a GTE MobileNet customer, you're paying too much. With lowered roaming rates in Oregon and Washington, you'll save money with Cellular Connections, an authorized agent of GTE MobileNet. Call today to receive either a $20 or $50 prepaid long-distance calling card just for allowing them to analyze your current cellular bill. Let one of their professionals show you the savings they offer and receive a demo phone free to test their service. If you convert from another cellular provider and activate service to any published 1-year rate plan with GTE MobileNet, they'll throw in yet another bonus incentive. Call today to find out more. Besides higher rates, what have you got to lose? You've got the phone, now get the service. Call Cellular Connections today at 236-8636. That's 236-8636.
1010 AM, The Voice.
Richardson Brothers 4-Wheel Drive Incorporated is Portland's largest 4-wheel drive center featuring #1 quality 4-wheel drive products and service. Richardson Brothers serves the east side at 17317 Southeast McLaughlin and the west side at 19299 Southwest Tualatin Valley Highway in Aloha. They can repair or install almost anything you can find to put on your 4-wheel drive vehicle. Winches, roll bars, grill guards, lift kits, fender flares, tube grills, any appearance or performance accessory you can think of. Check out Richardson Brothers 4-Wheel Drive at either 17317 Southeast McLaughlin in Milwaukee or 19299 Southwest Tualatin Valley Highway in Aloha. Remember, if it's for four-wheeling, they have it.
The next time your radio bill is too high, send it to The Voice, and we'll pay it.
Barnacle Bill, the sailors, me and my crew, we're on the air.
Yes,
Okay.
we are on the
Yes,
air. All right, now.
Yes, I was just talking about that yachting thing they have over down in Los Angeles there, the Cup, you know. What's the big deal with that thing? I don't know. I'm watching boats.
The Dennis Conner thing?
No. The thing with the America's Cup.
Yeah.
Or it used to be.
That's the Dennis Conner thing.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, I have no idea. Okay.
And after the zoo, I'm going to Hong Kong. Let's go to somebody intelligent.
Hey, how
like
about
the caller.
Barry? Barry is on line
Barry's
one.
intelligent. Yeah. Hey, Barry.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, loud and clear.
Well, according to Dreamweaver and his show, I think it comes across as Piper's Pit Stop.
He's got it. All right. Woo. You've got, what? Give it to
Congratulations, Barry. You have won. Tell him tell him what he's won.
Yes.
No, okay. Don Pardo. All right. You have won a single-size pizza of your choice, Barry, at Bill Dayton's Pizza Baron, 122nd and Southeast Division.
And also, because I opened my big mouth, I off the air, Barry, give your address and stuff and name, and I will put it into Piper's Pit Stop, and we'll give you a free transmission service worth $44. There I go again, giving away my money. I'll give my money away if you'll call me.
Now, wait a minute, though, Barry. We got to find out first. Are you up to date on your child support?
I have no children.
You have no children?
But I try to support those I can find.
All right.
He deserves that prize and more.
He sure does. Will you come on the show, Barry? Thank you very much, Barry, for calling.
Well, I don't think that was all Barry wanted to talk about.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought Barry.
Barry, did you
not
want to
many
talk
people
about?
want to talk to me.
Well, going back to the older world of wrestling, back in the 70s, or what I first started watching the Tube and what have you, and
sure,
names like Dutch Savage and of course Mr. Excitement in the Air and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I'm sure you probably have some good stories of old rivalries. Like one time Dutch Savage was on somebody's show, and he was talking about the biggest rivalry he had, and the opponent that probably put more damage to his body was the Apache Bull Ramos.
Oh, Bull Ramos. Yeah, he was a dandy. Bull Ramos always used to say, he says, you know, my mother, because he got all scarred up, and he says, you know, my mommy, when she come to me, she says, my bull, he no look like this when he's baby. That's what they used to say. But they used to have some dandy ones. I'll tell you what. I don't know if I've told this one. It's not so much a rivalry one, but it's happened to me as a younger kid. I was in the ring, and I had some white tights on. Why? I have no. I had to borrow them. That's why. And so I had these white tights on, and the referee coming. I was fighting this old timer. You know, they're the worst ones to fight. You know, they got the skinny arms, and all as they are is elbows, thumbs in the eyes, you know. Oh, they just kill you. So the referee comes over to me, and, you know, I'm nervous as anything. I was about 16, I guess, 15 or 16. I was so nervous. And the referee, they check you for oil. If you get too much oil on you, they take it off you because you can't get a hold on a guy. And so he slaps something in my hand. And I just didn't understand. He just says, put it in your trunks. So I did what the referee says. I put it in my trunks, right? So I put the darn thing in my trunks, and so we start. But it was good. Something on my hand. I thought maybe resin. It was gooey. But boom, here this old timer come, charge me. I start fighting. So boom, about 15-minute mark, I'm fighting my buns off, man, because this guy's coming hard, and I'm sweating, right? And I'm sweating, and all of a sudden, the old timer backs off and gets out of the ring, points at me, and starts laughing. And he's laughing and laughing, and he looks at the crowd, and the crowd starts, they're wailing. Now, the referee's in the corner, he's wailing. Now, I don't get it. What, is my fly open? I don't have a... You know what they did? They took a piece of bread and put about 2 inches of peanut butter on it. When I put it in my trunks, about the 15-minute mark, when I started to sweat and it started to come out the back, they knew I poo-pooed my pants. And they were all pointing at, I was so embarrassed, man. But the thing was, I never caught on until I just thought they were laughing at me because I was really bad or something. So that's one that comes to mind, partner. There's lots more, but they're pretty damn embarrassing.
Well, I want to know, was it crunchy or creamy?
It was a crunchy. Whoa! I'll tell you something, though. When Rose put on his trunks, it always looked like he was smuggling an olive. Thank you, sir. Did you have another question?
Well, I just wondered, who do you think are some of the top rivalries in the wrestling game, as you can remember? I'll go ahead and hang up and
sure.
Take it off the air.
All right. Thank you for being respectful for the callers, and we'll answer that. It's 235-1010. He just gave us a chance for another line being open, or
1-800-636-1011.
That's the free one. Call that one, folks. Rivalries, and we have another caller on there.
Yeah, we do. They're coming in.
I'll get to him. Some of the tougher rivalries for me may not have been the most publicized. I mean, I'm the reason Hogan's got no hair. The reason he's got the toilet seat cut, and the reason he's got the Aunt Jemima thing on for the rest of his life.
The bowl.
But Snuka, I'll tell you, when I hit Snuka with the coconut, Mr. T, I got I had a real dark side to me when I was younger. I come off, it doesn't matter, but I was pretty mean. And Mr. T, I said on NBC, boy, I got in trouble for this. I said, there you go. Abraham Lincoln frees the slaves. What's the first thing Mr. T does? Put chains around his neck. Oh, Lord. But it's the truth.
Yeah.
But Mr. T's a real jerk. He's an honest-to-goodness jerk. I'll tell you what he used to do, man. I enjoyed beating him up. I enjoy beating most people up. But he would go, at these to court in L.A., with all his gold on and all his mohawk and all that baloney, and he would sit in the crowd. And it was when kids were, having trouble, or they had molestation or something. Like, he was there, and he says, well, I'm here because when I'm here, the kids know that they're not going to get any damage done to them, and they can tell them the truth. He didn't know the kid from Adam. The kid didn't know. I mean, the kid knew that was Mr. T, but there was no correlation there. But he used to do it for publicity. And I'll tell you something else about Mr. T. 235-1010, give us a call. Mr. T, you walk through the metal controllers in the airport, and I own a Rolex, and so when you walk through, it's 18 karat gold, so it doesn't beep. And now Mr. T has all that big beautiful gold around his neck, and he walks through there, woof 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 woof. Beep, lights flashing and blinking and flashing. I tell you, it's real gold, is it, Mr. T? True story.
Did he ever fight Joe DiMaggio?
Mr. T?
Yeah.
Joe DiMaggio?
Well, I just thought it could be Mr. T and Mr. Coffee. Oh, that was just fantastic. Wouldn't that be a great match? Huh?
Mr. T and Mr. Coffee. Went right over my head.
Yes,
Joe DiMaggio?
It's a caffeinated match. All right.
The caffeinated. I tell you.
Rick is still there. No.
I hope Rick's still there.
No, actually, Rick is. He is online too. Rick is.
Are you, Rick?
Yeah, I'm here.
God bless you.
Yeah.
You're a tough guy for hanging in on a show like this. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm a box of fluffy ducks, man.
Wonderful. I wanted to ask you, you used to team with Rick Martel a lot in the early 80s here in Portland.
Yes.
And you still keep in contact with him, or?
Yeah, I could tell you a story. I tell you, I feel like I'm so old, Father Time here. It's the anniversary of Mount St. Helens eruption here this week.
Right.
Okay, so Rick Martel and I we're going to Tacoma. And Rick Martel, he come from Hawaii, and he had just had this beautiful black Trans Am with the gold eagle on it, and he was so proud of it. And so, boom, there we're going about 70 miles an hour, and we're motoring down there. What is it, I-5 to Tacoma? And when the volcano did its thing, the ashes started to fall, but you just drove right into it. And there was this 18-wheeler that just stopped in the highway. and already there was a truck and another car that had crashed into it, and an old couple that had got hurt. And here we come around the corner and whap! Right into it at a dead stop. So now we're there. So I've turned now, right? And I'm kicking the door, man, because I know other cars are coming. I'm going bam, bam, bam. You know, the height of excitement. Rick Martel, so cool, goes, "Excuse me, monsieur." And he points up. The sunroof was open. he says, you know, "Pardon me, it's my car." And so I jumped out the sunroof, and it was, you know, the dust was all over the place. Cars coming. I jumped over the barrier. I was saving lives, mine. I looked back, and there's Rick Martel, said, you know, getting the old lady out. You know, he's saving everybody else's life. I'm saving mine, baby. And yes, he's one of the few guys that is a real jam-up man and a man of his word. And we do keep in contact, 2 or 3 times a year. He lives in Cocoa Beach, Florida.
Does he still have the car?
No, but I tell you, he liked to cry because it was so beautiful. And it bent the frame. We hit the darn thing hard. And it bent the frame, and it did just 2 more corpuscles of my brain, too. But I'll tell you what we did. I'll tell you, we had the mass, we hitchhiked, and an 18-wheeler picked us up, put us in there, and we made the gig in Tacoma.
Hey,
I have never missed a gig. True story, sir.
Well, Roddy, I want to thank you for your time, and Don, you're a great addition to the show.
Well, thank you very much.
Isn't Don the best? And thank you for calling. Thank you for calling, sir, especially on a beautiful day like this. We just can't. 235-1010 and
1-800-636-1011.
And the truth of the matter is, Don is Koss is definitely the anchor of this show.
No,
you know, but wasn't for him,
anchor's
man.
going down here.
No.
The anchor's going over.
You know, he's the true pro of this show and keeps me on the straight and narrow.
All
right. So,
I'll have your check for you in a second. Okay.
Thank you. No, I mean it. I love you, man.
But you know,
well, not that much. I love you in a certain kind of. You know, I am not in touch with my feminine side.
Please, you do have a kilt, and it makes me real.
You know why you have a kilt? You know why? I got a lot of guys wear a kilt. You know, you don't know, just lift it right up there. You're ready for action. You know, you don't got to take nothing off. You know, somebody comes, you just stand up and whistle a song. 235-1010.
What song?
What song?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I was going up and down and around that town every time I was.
That's enough.
Yeah.
One man who makes this entire program possible and bearable.
Were they going to lynch him? No. Who is he?
That's the man. That's the crew cut guy.
Favorite.
Oh yeah.
Tom Peterson.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. The king of stereos and power boosters. The guy that can. Hey, Tom's been on more mattresses than Heidi Fleiss.
Careful. Jeez. Well, he was
I mean,
the man
he tests them. He tests
well, of
all
course
them.
he does. Yeah.
Yes, you know, to make sure that the spring sprung.
And the sofas. and
the
the refrigerators.
And the refrigerator. He gets right in that doggone refrigerator, and he's the greatest, man. And we got to take a break so we can keep him as a sponsor, and I'll shut up.
That's right. And his prices are low down.
And where are
82nd and Foster.
I knew that almost.
Yeah, almost.
We be back. 235-1010 if you dare. They're flashing and blinking. Can't beat them on a day like this.
You know, no one plans for an automotive repair, but when it happens, you need to go to somebody you can trust. Well, I'm the Grappler, and I'm telling you where to take your car. Bring it to Roddy Piper's Transmission Center at 156th and Division. We'll treat you so many ways, folks. You bound to like one of them. You know, they got a name for you when you're the best transmission shop in town. They don't call you a great transmission shop. They call you Piper's Pit Stop. Beat us if you can. Don't forget, Roddy Piper's Transmission Center at 156th and Division.
1010 AM, The Voice.
When the locks on your outside doors are deadbolt locks from Weiser Lock, you get an extra measure of home security. Extra security from features like extra long strike mounting and screws for greater protection against prying and hardened steel rollers to resist sawing. Weiser Lock offers single and double cylinders deadbolts in a wide variety of styles and finishes to give you both style and security with the timeless craftsmanship for which Weiser Lock has been famous for since 1904. Available at Jean's Lock and Key, 4228 Southeast East Milwaukee Avenue in Portland. Call 235-8267. That's 235-8267.
March Madness has hit Seattle full force. Yes, that's right. It's time again for the Washington State AAA Boys and Girls Tournament in the Kingdome. And you can join in the fun and support your favorite Southwest Washington squads. Check it out. Go to Seattle and cheer your team on and stay at the Northgate Ramada Inn. All for the low high school booster rate of $59 plus tax. Call 1-800-435-0754 for reservations now. That number again, 1-800-435-0754.
The next time you patronize one of our sponsors, thank them for supporting 1010 AM. The Voice.
We're a couple of brainstormers here. We are. Okay, it's 235-1010.
1-800-636-1011.
Make Uncle Don do the hard part. I tell you, we're having, being the mental geniuses that we are, we can't think of a doggone question.
No.
So this is what we're going to do. If you phone in with a good question, we're going to give you a season's pass to the dog fights.
Right here, this one. See that one right there?
That one. Races. Dog races. Dog fights. That's what happens.
Dog fights.
That's what happens at home when I get home late. No, to the dog races, you come with a good question, we'll give you a season's pass to the dog races, and then the person that answers the question will get not only a pizza, but a season's pass to the dog race.
And it cannot be the same person who asked the question, or who came up with the question.
Boy, you see, you think of those
no,
things.
You see, that's the legal part of my brain.
I would have had to get my attorney, Loophole Gomez, to do that part. All right, 235-1010. It reminds me of a story.
Here we go. Listen, have you got a few hours? Settle back. Here we go.
No, but you actually have. I could go on. I got 25 years of stories. So you got something there.
At the top of the program, Roddy, you said, "Are there any tough guys out there?" Or where are the tough guys?
Yeah, well, Seth was saying that I beat up some guys in a bar, and I don't do that anymore. But it's like this. I've had 6,000 pro fights, and I don't understand something. Why would somebody want to try to steal my wallet?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I mean, if they're like a hockey player, what's that, like Gretzky,
Yeah.
I'd never go to Gretzky and say, hey, I bet you $1 million I can beat you at hockey.
Yeah.
Why? That's dumb. But anyway, you couldn't get me to fight for nothing anymore unless you messed with my family.
Well, there are some guys who think they are tough.
Well, who's that?
Some kids who think they are tough.
Let me hear.
Reynolds High School out in Troutdale.
Out in Troutdale?
Yep. They don't engage in fist fights in the halls. They wouldn't dream of attacking a teacher. Unfortunately, they're not all like that, Roddy. Hal Dial is a science teacher at Reynolds. Now, this is really a story. He's been a teacher for 27 years. Hal teaches earth and physical sciences, okay?
Earth and physical sciences.
That's right. Now,
that'll get you a long ways in life.
Well, but he likes it. See, he likes teaching.
Hey, no,
27 years.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't do that. He probably hates wrestling.
He likes teaching.
Okay.
On Tuesday, February 7th, Hal was headed from his classroom to the office to make some photocopies. As I opened the door, he says, to the Commons, I stepped into a fight between two students. The Commons was crowded with people in there because the Commons...
There was crowded with people in there,
huh? Yeah.
As opposed to armadillos.
All right, so I lost my place. So?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It was uncommonly Commons, okay?
Yeah.
And was crowded because it was lunchtime.
All right.
Many students had gathered to watch the fight.
Yeah.
There wasn't another adult in the place besides me, and I noticed that right away. Hal's quick, okay?
Hal's 26 years as a teacher.
Okay. Physical sciences. A student security assistant was trying to separate the fighters. No, it didn't work.
Okay.
No matter who he blocked, the other combatant would throw sucker punches over his back and hit the other guy. Okay.
Really?
I tried the usual things. I yelled at them. I put my body between them. They still wouldn't quit. Finally, an adult security officer arrived. We get the kids separated, and we're walking them down to the office, and the guy I was holding, Dennis, says to the other kid, "You're a dead man, like a bullet in the head." They started fighting again. Now, Hal didn't want Dennis to get his hands anywhere near his pockets. I didn't know if he had a weapon.
Yeah.
So Hal, a former wrestling coach.
Okay.
Hal is a former wrestling coach.
Okay, now wait a second. Hal is the teacher?
He's the teacher.
Gotcha.
Yeah, okay. Hal's a former wrestling coach. He put a full Nelson on Dennis, this kid.
Okay.
Okay, all right. This put his arms above his head.
Yes.
They had just started off for the office again when a third student, a friend of Dennis's, hit Hal hard from behind.
The teacher?
Yeah. He attacked me. He didn't just jump on me. He hit me hard in the back and shoulders, and the force of it jammed me forward. He was pummeling my head and trying to yank my hands free, so I sort of dropped my head against the boy in front of me so I wouldn't get hit in the face. 2 years ago, a boy hit me in the face and broke my glasses.
You're
I didn't know what that
kidding
meant.
me.
So here we got kids in school attacking teachers.
What school is that?
That's Reynolds.
Reynolds School?
Yeah.
Well, listen, since Hal's got a little difficulty there, maybe they need a substitute. Hal, next time, instead of a full Nelson, just put the sleeper on him and a good sidekick from behind so I could straighten the school out real quick. Put me down in Roosevelt, huh? Let me be the substitute teacher for a week, man. I wouldn't send you to the office. I'd just send you through the damn window. That way we can get to the kids that want to learn.
You thought... yeah. That's recess you're hearing right there.
You betcha. You want to fight fire with fire? Yeah, I would have it done. I'm not scared of anybody, but these guys and these kids and all the weapons and all that kind of stuff. You know, with gangs and stuff, I have no problem with them because they all know me. From a standpoint of TV, and they have respect. And I've walked into many different places down in L.A. and in Bronx and New York, and in England. There was this place. They had a shopping center in England. Had 40 stores in it. Only one was open because of gangs, and so I have a Piper's Fighting Fit teaches kids how to stay away from strangers. And matter of fact, on AM Northwest on Monday, I'm going to be on, and I'm just going to show it to you. It was over in England, and we sold it over there because they're having trouble. And so I got this room full of kids, right? And these guys, like, they had no tufas,
Yeah.
they had, and they're all going this. I said, hey. And so I took the biggest one and said, hey, come here, move me. And so he tried. And so I took him over my knee and I spanked him. Because, you can't beat him up. That's stupid. I spanked him. When I spanked the big bully, all of them, the rest of them went, I said, now, jumping jacks, now, all of ya. And I went around, and boy, I'll tell you, there was some serious ventilation in that room. True story, man. True story in Manchester, England.
Oh, they can use you out there at Reynolds, and Hal can use you out there.
And Hal would get, but that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
That you would have to do all that, go through all that crap.
Yeah,
and that 40 stores, only one's open because of the
that's true. And it had cages on it and stuff. I don't get it. But you can't blame everything on the kids because they're a product of our generation. So that's one of the things on The Voice that we're trying to get done here as a community thing is try to get, when they're not paying child support, trying to get these kids get some pride back in them. And I know how to do that.
Well, there's a lot of things.
Kick him right in the butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of things going on. Don't forget the question.
Do we have to take a break?
Have you got a question?
Huh?
The question is, have you got a question?
Yeah, I got to go to the bathroom.
No, not you.
Have you?
We're looking for a question.
I got you. Call in 235-1010. You give us a question, you win.
Where are we?
Hello.
Look at them yo-yos, that's the way you do it. You play the guitar on the MTV.
KO Screening has you covered with athletic-style sweatshirts, jackets, heavyweight t-shirts, or caps imprinted with your corporate or group logo. You'll enjoy the quality and warmth of the garments as you watch your favorite team score. KO Screening for a knockout deal. 648-3217. KO Screening, Hillsboro, Oregon. That's KO Screening, 648-3217. KO Screening for all your wearable needs. Where is that? Hillsboro, Oregon.
1010 AM, The Voice.
The Old Barn is conveniently located at 9656 Southwest Barber Boulevard. They offer just about any sports events you want to see on TV, along with all the lottery games for you to start your fortune on, as well as NTN Interactive TV. The Old Barn features home cooking for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and has been family-owned and operated for 15 years. Stop by today. That's The Old Barn at 9656 Southwest Barber Boulevard.
You've reached the voice of Portland. 1010 AM.
They call, thank heavens. You know, I tell you, Oregon always takes care of me, you know. I'm like the village idiot. And Stan Walker phoned in, so he got the race, dog races.
Yeah.
Season pass.
Season pass for 2.
Yep, which is for 2.
Yeah, for 2.
That's great.
Each one
That's
here is
great.
for 2.
That's great. I didn't know it was for 2.
Count them.
Can I come with you, Stan? And so, the question is, who is the only person to...
Oh, that's a good question. Did he come up with that one?
Yeah, and it's a tough one.
Okay.
All right, so who's the only person that has ever knocked Andre the Giant down, and they had to carry him out on a stretcher in Madison Square Garden? It was some time ago.
All right, Stan, thanks for the question. And
Appreciate
if you
it.
think you got the answer, 235-1010 locally, toll free 1-800-636-1011. And the first person with the right answer, season pass for 2 to the Dogs.
That's right. And some of the girls I used to go out with, I could have entered them.
They're in the third and fourth race.
Third and fourth race. That's right. So now let's see. How about that thing with the police party
in Washington, D.C.?
Let's talk about the police party in Washington, D.C. And now, let me tell you, if you've got a pet peeve, if you've got somebody ain't paying child support and you just want to get his name or her name or whatever, however it's coming down, you got a problem. You know something else, man? Child abuse. I've been there. You know, you want to get it out, you want to get it over the air, as long as it's honest and true. Give us a call, 235-1010, and we'll help you.
All right. You got that? You got that? That's why they call it Roddy Piper's Radio Mania.
Raw. I was raw before raw was cool, man. All right, 235-1010.
Raw spelled backwards is war. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
That's
it is.
All right. Raw spelled. That's right.
It is war.
That's
it
right.
Sure is.
Very good. That's. I like that. Hey, that could be a slogan for the show.
I'm thinking ahead of myself here. Fun when I catch up, though. It's right. War.
Well, okay, now tell us about our finest, our New York's finest.
New York's finest. Now, these are cops from New York who went to Washington, D.C. You see, they're not going to do this in the old backyard.
Okay.
Dozens of New York City police officers visiting Washington for a service honoring fallen comrades, of all things, went on drunken rampages in at least 5 downtown hotels over the weekend. They set off fire alarms, they stole license plates, and fired automatic weapons into the air, according to officials and law enforcement officers. They were drunk out of their minds and stayed drunk for 3 days. For what I can tell, according to Emily Vetter, she's the president of the Hotel Association of Washington, they were spraying fire extinguishers, yelling, singing, screaming, and taking their clothes off, trying to prove they are New York's finest, until they were told to stop and put their shirts back on.
Just their shirts.
Juvenile stuff, she says. Like what happens when we have 14-year-olds. They have 14-year-olds doing that?
Holy cow.
Whoa, from Reynolds.
Glad we live in Oregon.
From Reynolds. Okay.
From Reynolds.
Other guests in the hotel were not impressed, to say the least. And they had badges on, so they knew they were from New York.
What did they pierce them?
Where did they wear?
Yes, I'd like to get my left nipple pierced with this badge, please. Yes,
that's the only way they knew they were from New York.
I don't know. What do you think of that, folks? You know, it's easy to knock the cops. I'll tell you, though, if I was a cop and somebody called me a pig, I'd be out of a job.
Yeah.
Okay? That's got to be a tough job. Maybe is that called just blowing off a little steam?
Well, think about this now.
Okay.
They were in Washington, D.C. for a service honoring fallen comrades. Now, the cops, they got a lot of pressure in their job. A lot of stress, a lot of pressure, a lot of heartache, and that they can't. Maybe this was their release. I mean, they're going over there they got friends.
So did they get, arrested?
Well, it says Washington Police Commissioner William Bratton said the officers involved are morons, they're nitwits who did things you would not normally associate with professionals. If it were up to him, Bratton said, I'd fire them. I don't know that they've really...
I see. So
it's still...
But, I'm a moron and a nitwit. Can I go out nude, naked, get just drunk and shoot my guns out in the air? Does I qualify?
All depends on who you're aiming at.
Well, I tell you, I got some I could shoot at. There's, you know what? Just a little bit on the serious side. Well, that actually is quite doggone serious.
Oh, yeah.
That's a true story.
Well, I don't think anybody got hurt. I mean, it doesn't say anybody got hurt. It's just that they
that's because of their lousy shots.
They scared some people.
How about the guy with the tank? Did you hit this guy with the tank? Now, this one I didn't understand.
That's not right.
No. I just understand. I'd be interested. 235-1010. Well, you can't get that question. The question was, who was the first guy that ever put Andre the Giant down, carried out in a stretcher? Maybe the question's too hard.
Well, Stan Walker already got his free pass, so he doesn't care if anybody gets the answer. but
he's down there going, woof, woof, go. Come on to the finish line, baby.
If you think you know the answer.
I got the secret for that. When the male dogs are racing, what you do is you get on the finish line and you smear female racing dog on you. Guaranteed. That dog now, you may have troubles when he gets there, but you're going to collect on that ticket.
Are you going to be there? What do you smear that on?
They say you smear female racing dog on you.
On you?
Yeah. And you stand by the finish line.
Right.
Then you let Rover go.
Yeah.
And then Rover Drover.
Yeah, well, those dogs can climb poles, There's no place for you to hide. I want to see that. Then we got two races going on.
I love it. Have you ever been to a dog race?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Are they good?
So you've been to a dog fight. I've been to a dog race.
I have. Yeah, you talked about that. Yeah. Are they fun? Really?
Oh, yeah. They're. I like the dog races better than I do the horse races because you don't have to wait so long between races.
Ah,
yeah, and
very
you can
cool.
still win bucks.
You know, I'd like to go there and be the rabbit.
be the rabbit. Oh, yeah.
I like a challenge.
Yeah.
Isn't it a rabbit?
Have you seen that? Yeah, a little rabbit thing.
Yeah.
Well, now
do they ever catch it?
No, now they use. They don't use the rabbit anymore.
Poor little rabbit. How many die?
Oh well,
rabbits.
I have no idea how many rabbits gave their all to, but now they use a. Now they use a bone. It's a bone.
A milk bone.
It's a bone that goes around the track.
You got the cleanest teeth dogs in the world right there chasing that milk bone.
But sometimes that
you're
that
kidding me.
No, sometimes, no, it's true. They replace the rabbit with a bone, but sometimes. Sometimes the mechanism.
No, that's what happens when you smear the female dog on you at the end. That's not.
Roddy, no.
Sorry. No, they got a bone.
You're acting like a New York cop, Roddy.
No, I don't think. I don't think they smear the bone with anything. It's a mechanical thing. Goes around the track, and they chase that bone.
Oh.
But sometimes that mechanism breaks down, and the dogs run head on. I mean,
I've had a bone before.
Well, okay, time for a break. Be right back.
We're out of here.
10:10 a.m. The Voice, KXYQ, Milwaukee, Portland.
Classic Executive Clothiers has been providing the best in professional and career clothing for both men and women for nearly 10 years. With old-fashioned service and a dedicated staff, Classic Executive Clothiers can add a touch of class to any wardrobe. They buy from only the best manufacturers in the business and specialize in athletic cut clothing. And Classic Executive Clothiers is a retail shop, not a tailor. Their unique relationship with the manufacturer allows them to order the exact apparel, and you'll get it in 2 days. With suits, slacks, sport coats, and the best selection of ties in Portland, Classic Executive Clothiers can meet all your fashion needs. Open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, 11 to 2 on Saturday. You owe it to yourself to stop by their European-style shop, located just 2 blocks north of John's Landing Water Tower. Classic Executive Clothiers, 5123 Southwest McAdam, or call 222-1337, 222-1337.
1010 AM, The Voice.